today I've got an amazing weeknight meal. This one is so super healthy. You can stuff your face and you will have stuffed it with nothing but amazing veggies, and it's super low calorie. So what we're doing is we're making a zucchini pasta. And when I say pasta, I mean like this, because we're actually making the zucchini into our pasta. We're going to use a certain technique. It's going to pull out all of the water, still leave it kind of crispy, and it's going to taste like pasta with this great sauce that we're making to put on top of it, but yet it's all going to be vegetables. So it's the epitome of healthy, and you can really feel good about having seconds and thirds and fourths. So what we're starting with is I want to roast up a couple peppers here. I got these really cool purple ones from the farmer's market. You gotta love this time of year because you find fun things like this. So I'm just gonna put some oil on these, put them in the broiler, and just keep on flipping them and keep on charring them. And then I'll show you how to take the skin off and really make them into some nice roasted peppers. Also in the oven, while we're working on some other stuff, I've got about one small eggplant here. I'm making enough for 2 people. It's really just me and my husband. But whenever I say 2 people, I mean like 2 healthy servings. And if anything, there's nothing wrong with making some extra because these are perfect to make into some lunches and some leftovers. So I've got one small eggplant here. And what I'm actually going to do, because I really want to try to keep this as healthy as possible, is I'm just going to spray with some cooking spray. That's really going to be my oil in it. And then I'm just giving a little bit of pepper, nothing crazy, whoop, and some salt on top too, which will really help kind of brown it up, pull out the moisture. Just flip it around in there, and that's good to go. It's going to take at least 30 minutes, so we do want to get it in ASAP. Okay, so time to work on our pasta. I've got 3 zucchinis here. Like I said, if you were going to double this, I'd use about 6. You know, this is really our main pasta, so we want quite a bit of this. So all we're going to be doing is peeling up our zucchini. You don't really want the outside skin. It just doesn't really give us the texture that we're looking for. But once you peel this, it's all really, really simple. So I happen to have gotten a set of peelers, and I got this really fun peeler that has kind of ridges, and it's going to make into nice strips for me. If you don't have this, this is no big deal. You may have a mandolin that can cut nice like strips. We're looking for, you know, thin spaghetti-sized strips. If you don't though, no big deal. All you're going to do is use your same exact peeler that you just used to peel it, create strips, and then, you know, for this strip I'd probably cut it in thirds. And once you get down to some of your bigger strips, you can start cutting these into, you know, maybe fourths, even fifths. So you're going to have a little bit more of a linguine fettuccine style pasta, and it'll taste exactly the same and wonderful. So just use your vegetable peeler, keep on peeling lots of strips, pile them up, chop them up, and you've got fettuccine. So our peppers are all nice and charred up, and what I've done is I've just put them in a bowl with some saran wrap, make sure there's a nice seal on there, and we're going to let these steam, and then we're going to be able to peel the skin off really easy and have that great roasted red pepper. Alright, so I finished the zucchini, and now I just need to salt it. We're going to put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of salt in here. We just really want to cover it in salt. We're going to rinse it all off later, don't worry. But what we're going to do is pull out all of this moisture and really get a texture we're looking for. So put it in a colander, sprinkle it heavily with salt, and we're going to leave it here for about 30 minutes. And it's going to have this perfect spaghetti or fettuccine-like consistency that you're really going to love. Alrighty, time to put our amazing sauce together. I've got one of these great cast iron enamel pots. Anything will work. I only talk about it right now because I'm going to only use a little bit of cooking spray because I'm really trying to keep this healthy. But if you're using just kind of an aluminum pot or something that's, you know, not non-stick, you might need to put a little bit of oil in here. But there's nothing wrong with olive oil. It's got some really good fats in it, and we're pretty much putting nothing else bad in this meal, so go for it. But I'm going to start off with just a little cooking spray, just to give us a little room to groove. I'm going to put this on a nice medium, and what I'm going to do is I have about 1 medium onion here, and I'm quite the garlic fan. I've got about 3 or 4 really large cloves. If I was making a full batch of this for 4 servings, I'd probably put like 8 cloves. I love garlic. I'm also possibly slightly immune to the taste of garlic, so I always put a little bit more in. If you're not crazy about garlic, you don't have to put as much in, but also sometimes people are a little afraid to really season and really go for it. So why not, right? See? Got your support, I can feel you. All right, and I always have garlic smelling hands. That's the best. So now that we got that grooving, we're just gonna let that get nice and translucent. It's gonna take, 5, 6, 7 minutes, just until they're nice and tender. We're really creating a great base for our sauce, something really flavorful. So we just want them to sweat, give away all their good juices, and then we're gonna start layering. All right, so these are looking really nice. They're soft, translucent, they're not really brown, they just kind of giving off some of their juice and tenderized here. Now I'm going to add a nice, 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. We're going to have a lot of fresh tomatoes and a lot of great fresh veggies, but I like a little addition of the little extra sauce. It just kind of gives it all some room to groove. And we are kind of doing a tomato-y based sauce anyway, so it just adds to that. And to be honest, what we've got going on right here is just kind of a nice tomato sauce, which is not bad. We're just going to bring it up to the next level. Now we also want to add a really nice, good amount of salt. Tomatoes need salt or they don't taste like tomatoes. And a little pepper. We're going to keep on adding salt and pepper as we go. So we're just kind of adding it to every layer, making sure everything tastes really well seasoned. Now I'm going to give this a good minute. And by good minute, I mean like 15 minutes. You could definitely do less. I just really like, whenever I use a canned tomato, to cook it, and really get that canned taste out of there, really deepen the flavor. I just feel like it always needs a good minute. So I'm going to give this about 15 minutes, let it slow simmer. Alright, so our eggplant is nice and brown and beautiful. And tastes great. Now we're going to look at our peppers. They've been in here, and you can see that it's all wet because that steam has done a lot of work for us. And now I'm literally, they're still a tiny bit hot, but I'm literally going to pick up this pepper and just peel away the skin. I mean, it comes off super easy. And then once I do that, I'm just going to chop it up, take out some of those seeds in the inside, they'll just wipe away. And I've got some beautiful roasted peppers. This has been sitting in salt for probably like 15 minutes. So maybe it can go a little bit longer. But what I want to let you see is how we're getting all this liquid out of there. So once it starts to get all juicy and you can tell that it's nice and tender, now you want to start really draining out your zucchini. Alright guys, we are approaching the finish line. We're going to add all of our veggies to our little sauce base that we got going on. I've got my beautiful roasted eggplant. We're going to let that, let that sit in there too for a minute because it's going to give off some good flavor, it's going to absorb some good flavor, and we really want this to be one cohesive dish. So we got our eggplant in there. Let's not forget about our peppers. Our beautiful roasted peppers, they're silky, they're soft, nice and sweet. So we're gonna give that a good stir. And I'm actually gonna let those hang out for just a minute before I add my tomatoes. This time of year when the tomatoes are so delicious and fresh, by the way, the one thing that I love besides garlic, well, one of the things I love as much as garlic is tomatoes. So when they're really, really great this time of year and they're so fresh, I like to keep them as whole as possible. So we're going to put them in right with the zucchini just to warm them through and just start them going, but I really want to bite into one of those fresh tomatoes. So we're going to give this a minute. Okay, so we've let these flavors kind of start to mush together. And now we need our stars. We've got these beautiful Jersey ripe tomatoes, big beefsteak tomatoes. You can use any tomatoes you want as long as they're nice and fresh and delicious. So give those a little stir. Alright, now it's time for our zucchini. We've got our beautiful zucchini pasta. Looks great. Now this is where it gets a little complicated, or just a little bit more strength you need. Just give this a good toss. We really want to start getting the zucchini to absorb all of that sauce. The zucchini has a mild enough taste where it really will take on whatever it's in. So that's how it's kind of plain like our pasta. It's just going to end up tasting like all this delicious tomato, eggplant, pepper goodness. We'll give that a minute. I'm going to add a good amount of salt. We got so many veggies in here that we really need to salt it well. Do not be shy. Alright, a little pepper. Now I got one little secret. I think it's kind of the star of the dish. I'm going to add the zest of one lemon and the juice of a lemon, though this one feels a little bit hard, so I might add two. This just gives it so much brightness. I don't know, it just for me really makes it this summer delicious pasta. It just wakes up all the flavors, and you don't need much, but it's so good. And if you're going to put in some juice, put in the zest. It's kind of better than the juice. So we got that. And then we're just going to juice it. You know, try not to get too many seeds in there. Hopefully maybe none. This one actually wasn't that bad. So I think we'll just do one lemon. Oh, looks good. And if you are reheating this dish at some point, add a little extra lemon. It'll really brighten it up. Alright. Now to finish this off, I'm just going to put about 10 leaves of basil. I just put a bunch in here. Just a rough chop. Really kind of brightens it up along with that lemon. Now I've also got some really good Parmesan cheese. You know, when you're going to go for Parmesan, go for the better stuff. Because a little goes a long way, and the slightly more expensive it is, the better it tastes, and it's just got a more pungent flavor, and you won't even use as much. So we're not going to put much in here, you know, an eighth of a cup. I just kind of want to give it a little bit of that undertone of Parmesan. Alright guys, this is looking good. I think it is time to plate it up. The best time of the day where I get to taste what I've made. I love this too because you can twirl it like pasta. It really feels like pasta. I know it sounds crazy, but try it for yourself. The flavor is just so rich and deep, and yet so light and fresh. That lemon just hits you on the back of your tongue, and then you have these big chunks of tomato. Honestly, this is one of the best dishes I've ever made. And it's so good for you. What more could you ask for? Alright, I'm gonna go eat. Till next time, enjoy.